So Axie Infinity is blowing up. A lot of people are hearing about this new game, but I know that a lot of you guys who are searching for Axie teams aren't exactly sure how to pick your first Axie team. You're not sure how to figure out like which Axies are actually good, which Axies are gonna win you the most battles and turn into the best investment. So in today's video, I'm gonna be trying to help all of you who are in this boat, like thinking about getting into Axie Infinity, but not exactly sure how to buy or pick your first Axie team. So I want to share with you guys 5 tools that I wish I had when I bought my first Axie team that would have made my first Axie team much better. If I had these 5 tools and if I had used them, oh my gosh, I would have started destroying from the very beginning. But unfortunately, I didn't have these tools. My first Axie team was kind of bad. But it still turned out to be an incredible investment just because Axie has the best play to earn mechanics of any game in 2021. So if you guys are excited to learn about the 5 tools I wish I'd used when I bought my first Axie team, then remember to leave a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, click that notification bell, and you will never miss a future on-chain gaming video. You're watching On-Chain Gaming. My name is Jake. Let's get into it.
On-Chain Gaming.
The first tool I wish I had access to when I was buying my first Axie team was access to the Axie Infinity leaderboard. And in order to access this, you guys need to go to axie.zone/leaderboard. And I'll have this linked in the description as well. But this is an incredible resource to just learn about the Axie Infinity meta. Because on the site, you can actually click on first place, second place, third place, fourth place, on all of these very top players. You can click on their names, and then what it does is it brings up their last used team and their most used team in the last 100 games in Axie Infinity. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to study the very best teams in Axie Infinity. So I can see here that the #1 Axie Infinity player, his most used team is a plant, a bird, and a fish. And you can actually look through here and see every single part that all of these Axies have. So if I click on this plant here, it's gonna take me to the Axie Infinity marketplace, and I can actually see the exact Axie on the marketplace that the #1 player in the Axie Infinity leaderboard, like the best player currently in the current season, you can see exactly which Axies this player is using. So we can see that the tank Axie that this player uses has a really great pumpkin card, has the Sirius, which is a great energy steal, like a lot of damage here as well, and a good amount of armor. So you can then take this and say, okay, when I'm buying my tank Axie, I'm gonna try and use some of these same cards. So it's a great tool, a great resource. I highly recommend that you guys stock the very top players in Axie Infinity. Look through what their most used teams are, what their most used Axies are, and you'll start to get a feel for what kind of Axies you might want on your own team. The second tool that I wish I had when I was buying my very first Axie team was access to the Axie Infinity card tier list. And you will also find this on axie.zone. This time it's /card tier list, and this will be linked in the description as well. Now, this is a really great resource when trying to decide whether or not the Axies you're thinking about buying have good cards or trash cards. Because let's be honest, all of the cards in Axie Infinity aren't created equal. Some of them are a lot better in player versus player battles, and some of them are a lot worse. So if you use this tool, it's gonna help you a ton in knowing which cards are good and which cards are bad. So if we look here at the S tier cards, you can see, well, October Treat, this is that pumpkin we were talking about that we saw the #1 player had on his tank. We can see it's an S tier card. The basic pumpkin card is an S tier. So if you look through here, you can see all the S tier cards, all the A tier cards, and you could really start to get a feel for what cards you might want your Axies to have. Before we move on to the third tool, a quick thing I want to point out is you can actually choose a body class in order to only show the cards in that body class. So if you only want to see the S tier aquatic cards or the S tier bug cards, for example, you can select bug or plant or mech or whatever, and it will show you at the top that class's cards in each tier. So this is a great tool that you guys should use when buying your very first Axie team. The third tool I wish I had known about when I was buying my very first Axie team is the popular builds page on Axie.zone. This Axie builds page shows some of the most popular and most successful Axies that exist in Axie Infinity. And if you scroll through here, you can show the best Axies for player versus environment or the best Axies for player versus player. So if we look here at this poison tank, you can actually search the build through Axie GG, and it will show you the Axies that are actually for sale that have the exact build of this popular Axie. So it's really cool, and you can find the cheapest Axie that has these popular builds. I highly recommend looking through these popular builds, seeing, wait, which of these Axies do like the best players in the leaderboard use? And also, it's a great way to just find Axies for sale that have the exact build that you're looking for. Now let's move on to number 4. This is the fourth tool that I wish I had known way more about when I was buying my first Axie team, and this is the Axie search tools on the Axie Infinity marketplace, because they're actually really cool search tools and are really useful as well. So here we are on the Axie Infinity marketplace, and if you're accessing the Axie marketplace from mobile, remember to click desktop site in order to access the desktop site, which gives you these filter options. So on this left side, you can actually say, I'm only looking for a beast right now. And if you select beast, it will only show you the lowest price beasts that are for sale. Or if you're looking for a specific part, you can actually click over from general to parts and search for specific parts and specific cards that you want to make sure that your Axie has. And you can see all the cheapest Axies for sale with the specific card that you want. It's a really useful tool. Stats are incredible to search by as well. For example, say you're looking for a tank, but you want a tank with a ton of HP. You can set the health prerequisites so that it only shows tanks with 57 to 61 health stats, and that way it will show you way more beefier Axies to have in your front line. So I would recommend playing around with these filters because it can be really helpful when trying to find the exact Axie that you're looking for. And another great thing here, you can search for Mystic Axies, you can look at Axie Pureness, but then a really useful thing is searching by breed count. Because if you're looking for Axies that have 0 breeds, which means it's going to be easier to reproduce and create more Axies with them for a lot cheaper in the future, I highly recommend buying 0 breed Axies because it opens up breeding for you in the future. If you select 0 breed, then it will literally only show you Axies that have never been bred before. You'll only see virgin Axies on the marketplace. So this is an incredible tool that I wish I had known more about and messed with more before I bought my first Axie team. Now let's talk about the fifth and final tool that I wish I had before I bought my first Axie team. And just so you know, guys, these are not in any particular order, but this is a really cool tool as well. And you will also find this on AxieZone. Axie.zone/finder is the page that you're looking for here. Once again, it will be linked in the description. So this page will actually show you the meta scores of the Axies that you're looking for. So if you click the filter, you can actually type in the exact Axie ID that you're looking for. So for example, an Axie that I own is Axie 24, one of the very first, most original Axies in Axie Infinity. So if I select Axie 24 there and have it search, then bam, my Axie comes up. And it will show you the Axie that I'm looking for. So say I was thinking about buying this Axie, it shows, you can see the meta score there. So the meta score for this Axie is decent. And the meta score will change based on which Axies are the strongest in the current state of the game. So Axie Infinity gets patched every once in a while, which means some cards that are overpowered get weakened a little bit. Some cards that are too weak might get strengthened a little bit. And Axie.zone keeps up with the strength of different Axies and will change the meta score based on what is the strongest right now. So it is a great tool. You can look up Axies that you're thinking about buying and just see the overall meta score that Axie.zone prescribes to the Axie that you're thinking about buying. It's a really great tool, and I hope that all of these tools help you guys when you're buying your first Axie team. Now, before I end this video, I just want to say that I released a past video not too long ago that said don't stress too much about starting Axie Infinity, and I just want to repeat that again. It doesn't matter what Axie team you buy. Your Axie team is going to be able to more than pay for itself. Axie Infinity is the best play to earn game that exists, and I was surprised just how fast I started to earn back everything I had initially invested and started making a profit beyond what I had initially invested. If I knew just how easy it was to make back that initial investment, I would have bought my first Axie team way sooner, and I would have stressed about it way less. Because one important thing to remember, and I know I've said this in past videos, but the only way to really get good at Axie Infinity, the best way to practice and learn about Axie Infinity, is to play Axie Infinity. And your first team is never gonna be as good as your third team, because after you're buying your third team, you have way more experience. So I just wanna end by saying don't stress too much about your first team. Just get into it, start playing. My first team was terrible, but I don't regret buying it at all. And yeah, I would just highly recommend getting into Axie Infinity. Now, I know it's not super cheap getting into Axie Infinity, so if you don't have the funds to buy your first Axie team, we're actually doing an Axie scholarship giveaway. So if you want to learn how to possibly win one of the 2 scholarships that we're giving away this month, then make sure to click in the description, go to the On-Chain Gaming Discord channel for our scholarship program. And that Discord channel will show you how to apply, how to enter the giveaway to win an Axie scholarship. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, click that notification bell, and you will not miss any future on-chain gaming videos. Guys, the reasons why I continue asking for thumbs up is because when the algorithm sees thumbs ups, it actually recommends the video to more people. So it's a great way to help the channel grow. And then the reason why I ask you to subscribe is because the content we make here is awesome. So if you're excited about Axie Infinity and play to earn games, you definitely need to be subscribed and have that notification bell clicked so that you don't miss future on-chain gaming videos. I will end by saying thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and channel members. You guys are incredible. We appreciate your support so much. You guys are who enable us to create this content. I am not making these videos by myself. Nate, my brother, edits these videos. Josh, our friend, does all the sound design and original music production. These are original songs you're hearing in the intro and outro. So we hope you guys enjoy all of that. And until next time, everyone, have fun in Axie Infinity and have fun roaming the metaverse.